It's Late Night Saturday with Tim Kavanagh. Tonight, Donald Knaack. With Junkman music. And now, from Alumni Auditorium, here's Tim.
Hey! Wow! What a nice audience. Very good. Very good. All right. Thank you very much. My goodness. Wow. That's amazing. Wow, you quieted right down. Let's see if I can make that. All right, let's hear some noise. Oh, the power of the hand mark, I'm telling you. Welcome to Late Night Saturday, everybody. Hey, did you folks hear about this in recent news? Unbelievable. Recently, doctors used a series of jolts of electricity to restore Vice President Cheney's heartbeat. Did you hear about that? Yeah. There has only been one other recorded occurrence of this procedure in history, though. All right, yes, tonight on the show, we've got a wonderful show for you tonight. We're going to make all kinds of noise. We've got Donald Knaack on the show. Plus, you're going to enjoy his music. He's going to go dumpster diving for you and make all kinds of noise with his Junkman music. Wow. We had to have a fun show this week because we had a great show last week.
We're going to have a fun show this week. We had a great show last week. I had the best time. What was your favorite part? What did you like?
I didn't like any of it.
Nothing? You're kidding me.
Nah.
You gave away a Burton snowboard. Kavanagh! Kavanagh!
Oh, dear God, it's
One
Hanker.
of your people is outside going through the dumpster.
Relax there, Hank. It's probably just the Junkman. He's probably just collecting instruments that he's going to play later on in the show.
Well, I don't like it. It's my dumpster.
Don't worry about it. I mean, he has to find these musical instruments he's going to hand out to the audience, and we're going to play some music with him.
Wait a minute. You have your own show. I see your name on it. You're on TV. I see the cameras, and you can't even afford to pay a band? Oh, Kavanagh, I give up.
Hank the Angry Custodian, everybody. Poor old Hank. He is cranky all the time. He needs to switch to boxers. That's what I think. All right, time to find out our picture of the week. And of course, it comes to us compliments of Parent Studios, and let's find out exactly what that picture is. I think I know exactly what it is. Look who it is. It is our winner from last week. Can you believe it? It is a student here at Champlain College, Nicole Magoon, who won our Burton snowboard, and she sent us this very nice thank you card, and she is in the studio audience again tonight to win even more. And how do you win more? Well, I can tell by the looks of our super-duper Doppler radar sky tracker camera. It is on the move again right now. And if it lands on you out there in the studio audience, that means that you are going to win a prize. So let's find out exactly where it's going to land on out in the studio audience, and we can have a spin on that prize wheel as soon as it lands on someone out there. Do we have someone? We've got someone in the studio audience. And oh, no, it's still moving? It's kind of like our prize wheel. It never really ends. Oh, look at that guy. Oh my gosh, look who it is. I do believe that's Gene Wilder. Is that Gene Wilder out in the studio audience? Unbelievable. All right, well, let's go ahead and turn to Miss Ginger, and she's going to give the old prize wheel a spin. We've got all kinds of prizes up on that prize wheel. And let's find out exactly what it's going to land on for this studio audience member. It's spinning away, but we got prizes. It's landed on the big one. Periwinkle's fine jewelry is what it has landed on, and here's Jamie Pauley to tell you what you've won.
Check out the fashion magazines and all the celebs on TV. These large 14-karat gold hoop earrings are a must for fall and winter. From Periwinkle's Fine Jewelers of Burlington and Plattsburgh. Retail value $250. Okay, Tim.
Wow. Thank you very much, Jamie Pauley. Plus, we're going to throw in this. It's a jar of Jed's Maple Mud. It's all natural, made up in the Northeast Kingdom. You can find out more at jedsmaple.com. Be sure to tune in to Timeless Classics, WJOY, for details about upcoming shows. We'll be right back with more Late Night Saturday right after this.
If you'd like tickets to attend the taping of Late Night Saturday, visit South Burlington's University Mall, Dorset Street, South Burlington, at the customer service desk, or go onto our website, latenightsaturday.com. Now, here's Tim Kavanagh.
All right. Thank you very much, Jamie. Hey, Roxy Reels down here in Burlington highlights films showing at Burlington's Roxy Cinema. Let's hear about their latest review. Here now is Aram and Ava.
Well, got that going for me, which is nice.
Hey, my name is Ava. This here is Aram. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Roxy Reels. And this week we are talking to you about Ridley Scott's American Gangster, in which Russell Crowe plays a cop and Denzel Washington plays a gangster. Aram?
Did you know that was actually Sir Ridley Scott, because good old QE2 decided to knight him, and maybe it was because she was a big fan of Alien, or maybe it was Blade Runner, but it was probably Thelma and Louise. Me, I like Black Hawk Down and Gladiator Best Picture, but American Gangster, I was a little bit more not so into. I think when I saw it last year called The Departed, I liked it a little bit more that time.
I'd have to agree with Aram. It was just a little bit, It didn't have Ridley Scott's savoir-faire. You know, the life, the beauty. It was sort of the 70s New York gangster scene, heroin, drugs, dark, grimy. You walk out a little bummed out, shall we say? Not your feel-good movie. No.
Oh, how about some reels, Ava?
I'm gonna give this one 3 reels. What about you, Aram?
I'm gonna give your accent 1 bullet to the head, and I'll also agree with you and give this one 3 reels.
Wow, we agreed again. That's kind of weird, huh?
Help, Tim.
Back to you, Tim. Watch out for the gunfire.
Thank you very much, Ava and Aram. American Gangster. Bang, 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 bang. All right, I told you we had a great show for you, and tonight's guest travels to the beat of a different drummer. He has performed with Fish and has appeared on Late Night with Conan O'Brien and CBS Sunday Morning, just to name a few. Here to talk about his Help Our Planet program, please welcome Donald Knaack. Good to see you. Wow. They're liking you. They are liking you out there, Don.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah?
It's great to be here.
How are things down in Manchester, Vermont?
I haven't been there very long. I just got back from Europe
Oh,
2
tough.
days ago, so I'm
Tough break.
haven't been home.
Where in Europe were you?
I was in Italy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
With the music?
Doing some music and also did a wine tour in Tuscany and
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, if you're
had
going to be over there,
had a
why
good
not?
time, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. If you're traveling overseas like that, and I know how tough it is to go through borders and stuff like that, do you travel with the junk with you, or do you just find it there and play it?
Sometimes I actually do both, but usually I travel with it, with my stuff, and it's real fun, especially since 9/11. It's been going through customs.
Yeah. What do you need with that lead pipe, sir?
Right,
Things like
exactly.
that?
Well, I used to carry artillery shells and play artillery shells, but after
Did they go off? Is that the grand finale type
No,
thing?
no,
or-
I would just play them. They're actually very beautiful sounds, you know, from something that's so violent, you know, but after 9/11, I stopped carrying them.
What an evil laugh. All right, well, we'll find out more about that when you play,
Sure.
but I'm really curious, how did this all get started? I mean, you literally play with recycled products, with junk you find, and you find the beat to it, and you put it into your repertoire. Where did this all come about?
I think it started with my father, who was an automobile mechanic, and he had a garage, you know, that was connected to our house, and I was just always hearing these sounds. I was hearing brake drums hit the floor and drive shafts hit the floor, and I was hearing all these incredible sounds. And later on, when I was in college, or actually after college, I had the honor of studying with John Cage, you know, who was really a pioneer of using found objects and found sounds. And I started kind of going back to my childhood and listening to those things and to these original sounds, and to incorporating them in my music. And after a while, I found that I wasn't playing anything traditional anymore. I was just playing the junk.
Nice. Sounds kind of familiar. I hear voices in my head all the time. Is that kind of the same thing?
Pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. I hear voices too, but.
Now, you said that you just came from overseas. You have literally played around the world with this music. Tell us about some of the places that you've been, some of the exciting stops.
Well, I think probably the most memorable thing was I did the Warped Tour a couple of years ago, and that's a big festival in the summertime, and we did, I think, 43 concerts during the summer, and there were 15 different bands, and it was people like Eminem and Ice-T and the Black Eyed Peas, and it was a pretty heavy-duty tour, and that was probably one of the most memorable things I've done.
Plus, you played with Vermont-based band Fish, too. That must have been a great experience.
I did a couple of their festivals. I did the Lemon Wheel, and I did the Great Wind.
No kidding.
Yes.
That was up in Maine, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. In fact, they did a documentary on that particular episode.
Yes.
That concert.
Those concerts, yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. Let's talk about the World Project, the Help Our Planet, because I think this is really interesting, and you've really kind of partnered yourself with Vermont schools, in particular Burton High School, and you're hoping to try and incorporate this into other schools.
Right. Well, basically, in addition to playing concerts and that, I do residencies in schools. I love working with kids, and it was a long time ago, about 12 years ago, it dawned on me that none of the schools had any kind of formal way of teaching environmental concerns to students. You'd go into a school, especially at the elementary level, and maybe one or two teachers, that was something that they were personally interested in and they were doing it, but the school wasn't doing anything as a whole, in terms of curriculum or whatever. And so I just started incorporating teaching the environment and teaching better environmental citizenry into my music residencies. And it developed over the years, and now it's a bona fide program, and it's called HOP, which stands for Help Our Planet. And our goal is to get every student in the state of Vermont actually actively involved in participating in this program.
I think that's wonderful. Don't you folks think that's wonderful out there? Now, you want to get all the students in Vermont. Tell us the schools. Burton, for example. Do you have other schools besides them?
Yeah, well, I've actually, there's probably right now about 22 schools in Vermont that are part of this now. And what we're really trying to do at this point is really kind of broaden it out, and I'm having discussions with the Association of Vermont Recyclers and also with the Agency of Natural Resources with the state of Vermont to try to make this like an official program, and they're going to help me in terms of getting it out.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And obviously the goal is now, is it just all high schools, or are you trying to get into graded schools?
It's all students. It's all students, even college level. I've got some colleges that are involved in it. And it's really designed to really get students to start to look at some of the basic things that they do in their daily lives. And especially like before you go to bed, some of the habits, things like taking a shower and taking less time in the shower. And some of the statistics are really startling. Like if you've got somebody who normally takes a 10-minute shower and that person cuts that 10 minutes down to 5 minutes, they're going to save about 5,000 gallons of water in a year, and they're going to save about 2,500 pounds of carbon dioxide emissions.
But how are they going to smell?
Well, they'll be half as clean too, but that's okay.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, you mentioned that, and you have a lot of information on your website, which is junkmusic.org.
That's correct.
And you talk about things like just turning the water off in between when you're brushing your teeth,
right,
and how much water that can actually save. And it's great tips like this that are so helpful to learn.
Exactly, and we did a pilot program at Burton last year, and as a result of that, the entire cafeteria is now 100% biodegradable. They're composting everything. Even the silverware has been, the plasticware has been converted to cornstarch. Silverware.
Cornstarch silverware.
Yeah, it's biodegradable.
So you stir it into your drink and it makes gravy, basically.
They could do that over it. If you've got to act fast. Eat
before
fast.
It settles. Wow.
But even when they dispose of it, when they're finished eating and they go to dispose of it, the bag that they dump everything in to go to the compost facility is actually biodegradable. So it's literally 100% biodegradable, now from the cafeteria.
That's amazing. That's very good, huh?
Yeah.
That's great. That's wonderful news.
Yeah.
We're going to go to commercial break here in a minute, but before we do, I know that, and we'll talk about it during your performance, I know you're going to get some of the folks involved here in the audience. You're going to give out some instruments and play some music for us.
Absolutely. We're going to have what I call a junk jam.
A junk jam. And we're going to talk about First Night and your appearance coming up
Yes.
here in Burlington First Night. And this is your first time for First Night here in quite some time.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I've played the Discover Jazz Festival a few times, but this is first time for First Night.
I think this is
Yeah.
great. I think this is great stuff. So First Night Burlington, where are you playing at? Do you know?
I'm playing at the Contoys Auditorium with Jack D. Elliott, who is a DJ. He's also a big record producer for people like Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, and we're going to play together. And we're going to do a big jam in the park, in City Hall Park.
Nice.
And we're also going to do the parade.
All right, perfect. All right, and you're going to be playing when we come back with from this commercial break. There's more Late Night Saturday coming up right after this. My goodness, welcome back to the show, everybody. During our last break, like I told you, our musical guest did go dumpster diving to find just the right sounds to play for you tonight. Won't you please welcome the Junkman? all kinds of noise out there right now. Don, that was great stuff. It sounded super.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many different sounds that were coming out of there. The one on the far right there, what is that thing? It looks like a champagne bucket or something.
I think it was actually a milk bucket.
A milk bucket.
A milking bucket.
It had the neatest sound because it was kind of like throwing this car horn almost.
Yeah, well, it's stainless steel, and I think of all my objects up here, it's probably the closest to what I would call a traditional percussion sound.
Wow, it's really neat. You have all kinds of junk here, and it makes great sound. And this is what you'll be traveling with to First Night Burlington, is that correct?
Absolutely. This and about 5 or 6 times it, actually, in terms of the amount of stuff that I'm going to be bringing.
Wow, no kidding, no kidding. Yeah. Okay, so you've got this. I know that you, during the commercial break, what he did is he handed out everyone here in the studio audience, he gave them a musical instrument, gave them a couple quick directions, and we're going to try our best at getting them to perform some music. Is that correct?
Oh, we're going to do this.
All right, we're going to do this. So you are at Contoys Auditorium on First Night Burlington.
Yep, 8 to 11 with Jack D. Elliott.
Yep.
The DJ.
And if people want more information about you, it's junkmusic.org.
That's correct.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for being here.
My
My
pleasure.
thanks to Donald Knaack and his Junkman music. Let's hear it for him one more time, huh? Thank you. All right. Coming up next week, UVM men's hockey coach Kevin Snedden will be here, and the Fighting Catamount Band will be our guests. Plus, yes, indeed. Plus, we also have a holiday shopping spree giveaway, so please remember to continue to support local artists like the folks you've seen here tonight. We'll see you next time on Late Night Saturday.